From translation, TLB, the Living Bible. This 38th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Leviticus 19 to 21. Leviticus chapter 19, verses 1 to 37. The Lord said to Moses, "Give the people of Israel these instructions. You are to be holy, because I, the Lord your God, am holy. Each of you must respect his mother and father. You must keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not make idols or set up any carved images for yourselves. Do not make a god of any metal cast in the shape of a man when you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings to the Lord. Do so in the proper way the same day it is offered. The meat must be eaten. I will not accept it if you save it until the next day. I am the Lord. Do not leave any of it until morning. It must be burned up. You must not eat any of it, for it is most holy to the Lord. Anyone who eats it must be exiled from the community when you harvest your crops. Do not harvest all the way to the edges of your field, or gather the gleanings from your harvest, and don't go back through your field a second time to get what you missed. Leave it for the poor and the foreigners living among you. I am the Lord your God. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not deceive one another. Do not swear falsely by my name, profaning the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not cheat your neighbor or rob him. Do not withhold from your hired labor the wages that are due him. Do not curse the deaf or put a stumbling block in front of the blind, but fear your God. I am the Lord. Do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly. Do not go about spreading slander among your people. Do not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life. I am the Lord. Do not hate a fellow Israelite in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly so you will not share in their sin. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against any of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Keep my decrees. Do not make two different kinds of animals. Do not plant your field with two different kinds of seed. Do not wear clothing woven of two different kinds of material. If a man has sexual relations with a female slave who is promised to another man but has not been ransomed or given her freedom, a penalty must be paid. They must not be put to death. Since she was not free, he must bring her to the priest, and she must be purified by an offering, a guilt offering, and the priest will make atonement for her before the Lord. And her sin will be forgiven. Then the man must bring to the entrance to the tent of meeting a ram as a guilt offering to the Lord when you enter the land and plant fruit trees. Do not eat the fruit for the first 3 years. Consider it forbidden. In the 4th year the fruit must be dedicated as a holy praise offering to the Lord, but in the 5th year you may eat its fruit. In this way your harvest will be increased. I am the Lord your God. Do not eat any meat with the blood still in it. Do not practice divination or sorcery. Do not cut the hair at the sides of your head, or clip off the edges of your beard. Do not cut your bodies for the dead, or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am the Lord. Do not degrade your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will turn to prostitution and be filled with wickedness. Keep my Sabbaths and show reverence for my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Do not defile yourselves by turning to mediums or to those who consult the spirits of the dead. I am the Lord your God. Stand in reverence before the aged, and show respect for the old. Fear your God. I am the Lord. When a foreigner lives with you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner living among you must be treated as one of your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Do not cheat in measurements of length, weight, or volume. Use honest scales and honest weights, an honest ephah and an honest hin. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt. Keep all my decrees and all my laws and follow them. I am the Lord. Leviticus chapter 20, verses 1 to 27. The Lord said to Moses, "Say to the people of Israel, any Israelite or foreigner living in Israel who gives any of his children to Molech must be put to death. The people of the community must stone him to death. I will turn against that man and cut him off from his people, for by giving his child to Molech, he has defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name. And if the people of the community turn away and refuse to stone him, I myself will turn against that man and his family and cut him off from his people. Along with all who follow him in prostituting themselves to Molech, I will turn against them and cut them off from their people, turning them into objects of contempt and scorn, for they have abandoned me to worship Molech. Breaking my covenant. If any turn to mediums and fortune-tellers, prostituting themselves to them, I will turn against them and cut them off from their people. Set yourselves apart for holiness. For I am the Lord your God. Keep all my decrees and obey them. I am the Lord, who makes you holy. For anyone who curses his father or mother must be put to death. He has cursed his father or mother, and his blood will be on his own head. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, both the man and the woman must be put to death. If a man has sexual relations with his father's wife, he has disgraced his father. Both must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man has sexual relations with his daughter-in-law, both must be put to death. they have committed a perversion. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man has sexual relations with another man, both have committed a detestable act. They must both be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries a woman and her mother, it is wickedness. Both he and they must be burned in the fire, so that no such wickedness will be found among you. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, he must be put to death, and the animal must also be killed. If a woman approaches an animal to have sexual relations with it, both the woman and the animal must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. If a man marries his sister, the daughter of either his father or his mother, and they have sexual relations, it is a disgraceful thing. They must be cut off before the eyes of their people. He has dishonored his sister, and will be held responsible for his sin. If a man has sexual relations with a woman during her menstrual period, both he and the woman must be cut off from their people. Do not have sexual relations with your aunt. That would dishonor your father. Do not have sexual relations with your uncle's wife. That would dishonor your mother. If a man has sexual relations with his aunt, he dishonors his uncle. Both will be childless. They will die childless for their sin. If a man marries his brother's wife, it is an act of impurity. He has dishonored his brother. They will be childless. You must keep all my decrees and laws. You must not commit any of these detestable sins. For this is how the nations I am going to drive out before you became defiled. You must not act as they do. And that is why I am going to drive them out of your land, but for your sake I will drive them out, so that you may live in the land and possess it. As I swore to give it to your ancestors, therefore you must distinguish between the clean and the unclean, between the animals that may be eaten and those that may not be eaten. I am the Lord your God, who has set you apart from all other peoples. A man or woman who is a medium or fortune-teller must be put to death. They are to be stoned. Their blood will be on their own heads. Leviticus chapter 21, verses 1 to 24. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and tell them, a priest must not make himself ceremonially unclean for any of his people who die except for close relatives, a mother, father, son, daughter, or brother. He may also make himself unclean for a sister who is a virgin and has had no husband, for she is close to him. A priest must not make himself unclean for a dead person among his relatives. They must not make bald spots on their heads, shave off the edges of their beards, or cut gashes in their flesh. They must be holy to their God, and must not profane the name of their God. Because they present the food offerings to the Lord, the bread of their God, they must be holy. They must not marry a woman who is a prostitute or is defiled by immorality, and they must not marry a woman divorced from her husband, for the priest is holy to his God. Regard them as holy, because they offer the food of your God. Consider them holy, because I the Lord am holy. I who make you holy. If a priest's daughter defiles herself by becoming a prostitute, she disgraces her father. She must be burned in the fire. The high priest, the one among his brothers who has had the anointing oil poured on his head, and who has been ordained to wear the priestly garments, must not let his hair become unkempt or tear his clothes. He must not make himself unclean for any of his people, and so profane the sanctuary of his God, for the consecration of the anointing oil of his God is on him. I am the Lord. He must marry a virgin from his own people. He must not marry a widow or a woman who has been divorced or defiled, but must marry a virgin from his own people. He must not profane his offspring among his people. For I am the Lord who makes him holy. If a priest has a defect, he must not go near to offer the food offerings to the Lord. Whatever defect he has, he must not go near to offer the food offerings to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and say, no descendant of yours throughout your generations who has a defect may come near to offer the food offerings to the Lord. No one who has a defect may come near. No man who is blind or lame, disfigured or deformed, no man with a foot or hand that is crippled, no man who is hunchbacked or dwarfed, or who has an eye defect, or who has festering sores or damaged testicles. No descendant of Aaron, the priest, who has any defect, is to come near to present the Lord's offerings. He has a defect. He must not come near to offer the food offerings to the Lord. The Lord, who had spoken to Moses, said to him, "Say to Aaron, throughout all your generations, any of your descendants who has a defect must not come near to offer the food offerings to the Lord. He may eat the most holy food of his God, but he must not go near the curtain or approach the altar, and so profane my sanctuary. I am the Lord, who makes them holy." So Moses told this to Aaron and his sons, and to all the people of Israel.